baby, bro. It's not little baby, baby. No, bro. And nobody was going with it.
The internet has seen some wild celebrity scandals, but nothing could have prepared fans for the bombshell Chrisean rock just dropped. In a late-night live stream that
missed the flight. I get on the flight at 5 a.m. by myself. Haven't heard from her. Then the next day, she got a little baby restaurant leaving taste test reviews. I'm like, this is what you doing?
felt more like a courtroom confession than an IG rant, she unleashed accusations. So outrageous, so jaw-dropping that people didn't even believe her at first until receipts started rolling in. She claimed Lil Baby, one of hip-hop's biggest names, didn't just slide into her life for fun. No, according to Chrisean, he allegedly tried to pimp her out to his rich sugar daddy in exchange for money, power, and twisted three-way. Favors that sound straight out of a dark Hollywood movie. The way she told it, voice cracking 1 minute, fiery rage the next, made it impossible to look away. Viewers described it as watching a car crash in real time. She wasn't holding back. She wasn't protecting reputations. She was spilling every dirty detail, like she'd finally snapped under the weight of secrets no one was supposed to know. Within seconds of her stream going live, fans flooded Twitter with disbelief. Screenshots flew, hashtags trended. Like that. Lil Baby's name wasn't trending for music, it was trending for one of the most humiliating accusations any rapper could face. But the twist, this wasn't just Chrisean being messy. She claimed she had messages, proof, and a witness that could burn Lil Baby's reputation to the ground. And even more chilling, she said his alleged sugar daddy wasn't just some random rich guy. He was a powerful industry insider who's been quietly funding Baby's moves behind the scenes for years. Insider. Whispers say calls started flying within minutes of her live. Publicists scrambling, lawyers panicking. Industry bosses threatening to cut ties before the scandal spread too far. But it was already too late. Chrisean's words were clipped, edited, and viral before her live even ended. Now the world is split down the middle. Some fans are screaming Queen energy for finally calling out the manipulation behind the scenes. Others think she went too far, dragging Lil Baby into a war she can't control. But everyone agrees on one thing. This story is explosive, and it's only just getting started. Because if what Chrisean claims is true, if Lil Baby really tried to sell her to his secret sugar daddy for threesomes, then we're not just talking about rap beef anymore. We're talking about a scandal that could shake the entire industry to its core. And here's the kicker. She ended her live with a chilling promise. She leaned into the camera, eyes full of fury, and said, "Don't make me drop the recordings. Y'all ain't ready for that?" The entire internet froze. So buckle up, because what's coming next isn't just gossip. It's betrayal, power, sex, and money. The ugliest side of the game finally dragged into the light. And trust me, it's about to get even uglier. Before we even dive into the chaos that Chrisean unleashed, we need to understand why this moment hit so hard and why the internet exploded like it did. Because this isn't just a random outburst. This is the culmination of years of messy reputations, tangled connections, and power plays inside hip-hop's most toxic circles. Chrisean, rock is no stranger to controversy. From her roller coaster relationship with Blueface to public meltdowns, courtroom battles, and shocking live streams. She's built a reputation for being unpredictable, raw, and brutally unfiltered. Love her or hate her, she's magnetic. The kind of personality that people can't stop watching even when she's burning every bridge in sight. Every time the public thinks she's finally calmed down, she detonates another bombshell that drags the entire industry into her orbit. But what makes this accusation against Lil Baby so much heavier is the context. Lil Baby has been carefully curating his image for years. The street kid who became Atlanta's golden boy. The businessman who outsmarted the system. The rapper who commands respect without needing the gimmicks of clout chasing. He's seen as untouchable. the face brands love, the artist peers can't deny. The hitmaker who walks in both mainstream pop culture and raw street credibility. And yet, whispers about Lil Baby's private life have always floated around the industry. The constant rumors about sponsors backing his moves. The gossip about strange late-night meetings with powerful older men who never appear in the spotlight, but always seem to bankroll the biggest plays. For years, fans brushed it off as jealousy or baseless conspiracy theories. But when Chrisean spoke, she ripped the lid off every rumor at once, and she spoke with the conviction of someone who wasn't guessing. She was certain. According to Chrisean, her encounters with Baby weren't just casual industry run-ins. She painted a picture of a man who allegedly dangled wealth and access like bait, only to push her into situations that blurred the line between opportunity and exploitation. In her words, the nightmarish part wasn't just that Baby propositioned her, it was that he allegedly told her this was how things really work in the industry. That line alone broke the internet. Because to fans, it wasn't just about Chrisean. It was about the ugly truth so many have suspected. The price of fame isn't always talent. It's submission to powerful people pulling the strings. The reason this background matters is because of how fans view Chrisean versus Baby. Chrisean is chaotic, yes, but she's also raw. She doesn't have the polished media training, the carefully crafted statements, or the army of lawyers that rappers like Lil Baby employ. She talks reckless, but in that recklessness, people believe they're hearing unfiltered truth. And in an era where authenticity is currency, her accusations hit harder than any diss track. Social media historians quickly reminded everyone that this isn't even the first time Baby's name has been caught up in scandal. There was the drama with Jada Cheese, the whispers about him paying for silence when Deem is leaked, the rumors of connections to men with deep political pockets in Atlanta. Suddenly, all of that resurfaced and tied into Chrisean's livestream. Memes called it the missing puzzle piece. Conspiracy threads on Reddit lit up. Chrisean didn't just expose Baby. She exposed the entire machine keeping him on top. And that's what makes this background explosive. Because Baby has always projected an image of independence, of self-made success. But if what Chrisean said is true, if there really is a rich sugar daddy funding his moves in exchange for bizarre and humiliating power plays, then everything the public thought they knew about him collapses. He doesn't look like Atlanta's golden boy anymore. He looks like a pawn in someone else's twisted game. The timeline matters too. Right before Chrisean's Live, Baby was riding high again. Big features, new music, teasing, whispers of another tour. His brand deals were stacking up, and he seemed poised to solidify his legacy as one of the era's most important rappers. Then, boom, Chrisean hits the internet with an accusation that doesn't just question his personal life. It questions his manhood, his independence, his authenticity, and his entire empire. That's why people didn't scroll past it. That's why blogs picked it up within minutes. This wasn't Chrisean acting out. This was Chrisean swinging a sledgehammer at the foundation of Lil Baby's career. To make it worse, she didn't deliver the accusations calmly. She was fiery, screaming, crying, laughing, and emotional. Roller coaster that made it feel less like a staged rant and more like a real breakdown. And in that chaos, fans couldn't stop watching. 'Cause the rawer she got, the more believable it became. Her history with explosive honesty, whether talking about Blueface, CPS taking her baby, or industry shade, made fans feel like even if she exaggerated, there had to be some truth underneath. And that some truth was enough to send Baby's reputation spiraling to fully understand the impact. Think about the clash of their brands. Lil Baby, polished, calculated, protected. Chrisean, raw, chaotic, unfiltered. When those two collide, a polished image always takes more damage because people assume the messy one has nothing to lose, and therefore no reason to lie. And that's why this scandal feels so inevitable. Chrisean's world has always been messy, but when she collided with Baby's carefully constructed empire, it was bound to explode. Fans had been whispering about these rumors for years, but it took someone like Chrisean, reckless enough to name names, fearless enough to burn bridges, to finally drag them into the light. Now, both their reputations hang in the balance. For Baby, it's the risk of being seen as inauthentic, compromised, or worse, submissive to forces behind the curtain. For Chrisean, it's the risk of being dismissed as unstable, manipulative, or just another clout chaser. But one thing is certain: the background of their stories colliding makes this scandal more than gossip. It makes it a war for the truth, and the internet is choosing sides in real time. The live that broke the internet didn't start with fireworks. At first, Chrisean was pacing, muttering, her phone shaking in her hand like she was debating whether. She stared into the camera, her eyes raw, and said, "Y'all think these rappers really real? Y'all think they rich because they hustled? Nah. Let me tell y'all how they really eat." She slammed her hand down on the table, her voice trembling. But fierce, Lil Baby tried to sell me. Like, pimp me out. Like I was some throwaway chick to his rich sugar daddy. 4 threesomes. I'm not making this up. The comments section exploded instantly. WTF. She cappin'. Drop the receipts. The viewer count skyrocketed, climbing into the tens of thousands within minutes. Clips were being screen recorded and uploaded before she even finished her sentence. And then she doubled down. Told me straight up, this how the industry works. This how you level up. You let the man who bankrolls me get what he wants, and you'll never struggle again. Do y'all know how sick that is? Fans could hear the pain in her voice. She wasn't calm, she wasn't calculated, she was furious, stumbling over her words, screaming at the camera, daring Baby to deny it. And then she pulled out her phone. For a split second, she flashed what looked like DMs. The messages were blurry, but the internet went wild, pausing, zooming, and dissecting them. One line stood out in particular: "Play your role, you'll eat forever." Twitter turned that screenshot into a viral storm. Memes captioned it with Baby's photos. "Play your role energy." Others mocked it as the most humiliating thing that could ever be attached to a rapper who built his reputation on being self-made. But the conflict didn't stop there. Within minutes, fake leaked messages began circulating, allegedly between Chrisean and Baby. In them, Baby appeared to push her toward the sugar daddy while offering money, jewelry, and access in return. Whether they were real or fabricated didn't matter. They looked real enough, and the internet believed them. One screenshot allegedly showed him writing, "Don't trip. He gonna take care of you like he take care of me." That single line spread like wildfire. Fans gasped, blogs reposted, and overnight, Baby's name was linked to the one thing no rapper ever wants attached to their image: being controlled by another man. The first twist came when Baby's camp tried to fight back. Within hours of the live ending, his team allegedly reached out to major blogs, offering exclusive clarifications and threatening legal action. But instead of silencing the story, it poured gasoline on the fire. Why? Because an audio clip dropped at the same time. This supposed recording, leaked anonymously to a gossip page, captured what sounded like Baby's voice in a private conversation. In it, the voice said, "She'd too wild, but she'd make him happy. You know how the game goes?" Even if fans questioned its authenticity, the timing was devastating. To them, it sounded like confirmation. It was no longer just Chrisean's word against Baby's. It was Chrisean's word. Blurry screenshots, and now a sketchy audio clip that sounded eerily like him. The twist got nastier when a mysterious Instagram account, now deleted, posted photos of Baby allegedly at a dinner with a much older, wealthy businessman. The captions hinted this was the infamous sugar daddy. Fans who dug deeper claimed the man was a known Atlanta real estate mogul with political ties. Whether coincidence Or not, the dots started connecting in ways that terrified babies camped out by sunrise. The narrative had escaped his control. Hashtags like #BabySugarDaddy and #PlayYourRole trended globally. TikTok creators made skits mocking him, acting out industry dinners where Baby begged his sugar daddy for a new chain. Reaction videos pulled millions of views with creators, repeating Chrisean's words, "Play your role, you'll eat forever." But the real shocker, Hey Baby allegedly called Chrisean directly during her live. At one point, her phone lit up, and she screamed at the screen, "Stop calling me, baby. You know what you did?" Fans lost their minds. The idea that he was watching in real time, panicking as she exposed him, turned the live into pure cinematic chaos. The twist ended with Chrisean leaning into the camera, her voice breaking but full of rage. "Y'all think I'm lying? Still got the voice notes. Don't make me post them. You wasn't ready for me, baby. I'll ruin you." The cliffhanger froze the internet. Did she really have recordings? Would she drop them? Or was this just another wild Chrisean performance? Either way, Baby was already drowning in accusations. And the scariest part? The culture believed her more than they believed him by morning. What started as a chaotic Chrisean livestream had erupted into a full-blown cultural storm. Every corner of social media was ablaze, every blog scrambling, every fan picking a side. And just when it seemed like the fire couldn't burn any hotter, the story took an even darker turn, one that dragged Lil Baby deeper into the abyss than anyone thought possible. The escalation began with fake, believable leaked group chats from Baby's inner circle. Screenshots circulated of conversations allegedly between OVO-adjacent industry execs, Baby's crew, and even a mystery contact saved as Big Boss. In them, someone supposedly wrote, "She too loud. Pay her off before she drops everything." Another message, "Delete the pics, clean the phones." He can't afford another scandal right now. The internet treated the screenshots like gospel. Threads on Reddit dissected every word, matching the slang and typing styles to Baby's known associates. Whether real or fabricated didn't matter. The aura of authenticity was enough. Fans felt like they were peeking into a panicked cover-up in real time. Then came the celebrity reactions. Tamar Braxton jumped on Twitter and posted, "Lord, these rappers will do anything for money. Protect these young women." Megan Thee Stallion liked a shady post about Atlanta rappers living double lives. Even 50 Cent, the king of online, trolling reposted a meme of Baby with the caption, "Play your role, LOL. When 50 piles on, you know the culture smells blood." But the shocking reveal that really blew the roof off came from a so-called insider, a woman claiming she had been through the exact same thing. On TikTok, a girl with 40K followers posted a teary video saying, "I stayed quiet for years, but seeing Chrisean speak out, I can't anymore. Baby tried the same thing with me. Same rich man, same creepy dinners, same promises of you'll never struggle again." Within hours, her video had millions of views. Fans flooded the comments, screaming. Two women saying the same thing, "He's done." A few skeptics tried to dismiss her, but then another woman chimed in. And another. Soon, a wave of women started hinting that Baby's alleged arrangements weren't a one-off. They were a pattern. The chaos spread to TikTok compilations where creators pieced together every rumor, every old photo, every interview where Baby seemed too defensive when questioned about his success. The narrative shifted fast. This wasn't just Chrisean versus Baby. This was a full-blown scandal that threatened to redefine how fans saw one of hip-hop's biggest stars. Meanwhile, Baby's silence made things worse. Instead of immediately denying, he stayed quiet. His team issued vague statements about false narratives and clout chasing, but Baby himself said nothing. And in the world of internet drama, silence equals guilt. Adding fuel, blogs dug up photos of Baby with that same wealthy real estate mogul Chrisean, allegedly exposed as the sugar daddy. One picture showed them courtside at an Atlanta Hawks game. Another showed them at a gala. Baby smiling in a tailored suit, the mogul right beside him. Alone, the pics meant nothing. But in this context, they looked damning. The shocking reveal reached a boiling point when a new audio clip surfaced. This one wasn't Baby's voice, it was Chrisean's, in the clip. She was allegedly talking to a friend about the night Baby propositioned her. You could hear her saying, "He said, don't worry, he ain't gonna touch you crazy, it's just how I move. This man take care of me, he can take care of you." Even if it was staged, fans ate it up, lined up too perfectly with everything. Else it made Baby look like he'd been caught running the same manipulative play on multiple women. And that's when the narrative flipped completely. This wasn't about whether Chrisean was lying anymore. This was about how many people Baby might have done this too. The hashtags changed from hashtag play your role to hashtag who else baby and hashtag expose the industry. TikTok threads asked how many careers were built like this, how many women were silenced. The escalation was so wild that even mainstream outlets like Rolling Stone and Billboard started covering it. Headlines screamed, "Lil Baby caught in sugar daddy scandal after Chrisean rocks explosive accusations." CNN even ran a segment framing it as part of a larger conversation about exploitation in the music industry. And the cherry on top, a fake but believable contract leak surfaced, allegedly showing Baby's name tied to a mysterious consulting firm run by the same mogul. The contract referenced personal services and ongoing obligations. Was obviously doctored, but the damage was done. Fans swore it proved Baby's career was bankrolled under shady conditions. By the end of the week, Baby's brand was in freefall. His Spotify streams dipped. Sponsors allegedly paused campaigns. And on social media, he was no longer seen as because if the leaks we've seen already are this bad, the real proof she claims to have could end everything by the time the dust settled from Chrisean's live. The internet wasn't just buzzing, it was screaming. The reactions were louder than any album rollout, any award show, any fight. This was raw, unfiltered drama, and the public couldn't get enough. Twitter X became ground zero. The hashtags were brutal. Hashtag baby sugar daddy. Hashtag play your role. Hashtag WASNT self-made. One viral post with nearly 1 million likes read, "Drake got booed. Now Baby getting exposed. Hop Avengers falling one by one." Fans piled in with memes, Baby's face photoshopped on a leash held by an older man in a suit. Captions reading, "Industry secrets revealed." TikTok was worse. Creators stitched Chrisean's live with their own reactions, screaming, crying, laughing. One video racked up 1 million views by overlaying Baby's line from an old interview, "I came up on my own. Nobody gave me nothing," with Chrisean's accusations, followed by the caption, "So explain the sugar daddy then." Another viral sound was Chrisean's own words, "Play your role, you'll eat forever." Repeated over dance challenges, comedy skits, even cooking videos. It became a catchphrase, a punchline, and a dagger all at once. Instagram Reels pushed it further. Influencers who usually talk about makeup or fitness suddenly had opinions. One influencer with 5 million followers posted, "I don't know much about rap, but if what Chrisean said is true, that's not hip-hop, that's human trafficking energy." The comments blew up with arguments, some defending Baby, others calling him finished. But the industry reactions hit the hardest. Tamar Braxton, who had already shaded Baby before, tweeted again, "I wasn't lying when I said these rappers sell more than music." Joe Boudin dedicated an entire podcast episode saying, "This ain't about Chrisean, this is about the whole game. You'll know damn well this ain't new." Charlamagne the God laughed live on The Breakfast Club. First, Drake got booed. Now Baby's getting pimp allegations. It's a bad season for the light-skinned rappers. The studio cracked up, but fans said his laughter was masking something darker. That he knew way more about this industry secret than he let on. Even 50 Cent couldn't resist. He reposted a meme of Baby with the caption, "Role Player of the Year." Fans knew once 50 got involved, the humiliation was cemented. The fan divide was brutal. Baby stans tried to defend him, saying Chrisean was clout chasing, exaggerating, or outright lying. One wrote, "She'll say anything for views. Baby still runs Atlanta." But the louder voices belong to those who believed her. This explains everything. The chains, the access, the sudden rise. Chrisean just said what others are scared to say. Then came the brand panic. Blogs reported that one of Baby's sneaker deals was under review. A fake but viral screenshot of an email allegedly from a major brand leaked, reading, "We need to reassess our position until further clarity is provided." Whether real or not, the perception was enough. Baby's empire suddenly looked fragile. Even mainstream outlets weighed in. Rolling Stone ran the headline, "Chrisean Rock's explosive claims put Lil Baby in the crosshairs of exploitation allegations." CNN used the drama to segue into a discussion about power, money, and coercion in the music industry. When the story leaves hip-hop blogs and hits mainstream news, it's no longer just gossip. It's narrative. And then came the wildest industry reaction. A producer anonymously claimed this wasn't the first time he'd heard the sugar daddy whispers. He told a gossip page, "There's always been talk in Atlanta about who really funds Baby." Chrisean just pulled the curtain back. That single comment spread like wildfire. Suddenly, Baby wasn't just fighting for his innocence, he was fighting for his entire legacy. The public reaction ended with one chilling divide. On one side, fans screamed for Chrisean to drop the recordings she promised. On the other, people begged her to stay quiet before something bad happened to her. Posts read, "Sis, they don't play about secrets like this. Protect yourself," others warned. Industry secrets get people hurt. The reactions weren't just commentary anymore. They were fear, anger, disbelief, and a culture split right down the middle. And through it all, Baby stayed silent. Silent while the memes dragged him. Silent while brands allegedly pulled away. Silent while women stepped forward, claiming similar experiences. That silence only fueled the narrative that maybe, just maybe, Chrisean wasn't lying. But then came the whispers of one final twist. Something even worse. Something that could end Baby's entire career overnight. Just when fans thought this circus couldn't spiral any further, the final twist arrived, and it hit harder than anything that came before. It started with a leaked contract draft. An anonymous source sent documents to a gossip blog, claiming they were from Baby's management team. The draft included consultation, fees, exclusive arrangements, and the chilling phrase, "access to talent subject to negotiation." Fans zoomed in, circled names, connected dots. Some swore the signature at the bottom matched Baby's manager, whether fake or real. Didn't matter, the internet believed it. And then came the betrayal that made jaws drop. A man claiming to be part of Baby's own security detail broke silence in a TikTok live. His face was half hidden, voice altered, but his words were explosive. "Chrisean ain't lying. Y'all don't even know the half. That dinner she talked about, I was there. I saw the old man. I saw Baby trying to calm her down. They've been doing this for years." The video spread like wildfire before it got deleted. But by then, it had millions of views, screenshots everywhere. And fans convinced the truth had been confirmed by someone on the inside then. As if scripted by fate, Chrisean herself returned to Instagram with another warning. She looked dead into the camera and said, "Y'all ain't even ready. The recording I got, it's not just him talking. It's both of them, Baby and his sugar daddy. Don't make me drop it." The internet froze. If that recording was real, if she truly had proof of conversations that tied Baby directly to the scandal, it could end everything. Not just his credibility, not just his image, but his career, his deals, even his relationships inside the industry. Fans begged her in the comments, "Drop it. And now, it's on you. After everything you've just heard, the explosive live stream, the alleged DMs, the blurry receipts, the audio leaks, the sugar daddy photos, the women stepping forward, and the whispers of a secret recording, that could nuke Lil Baby's entire career. What do you think really went down? Do you believe Chrisean Rock exposed one of the darkest truths about the music industry? That behind the fame, the chains, and the hits, there are powerful men pulling strings and rappers playing their roles. Or do you think this is just another wild Chrisean rant, exaggerated for clout with the internet running too far with it? Hit the comments right now and tell me, Team Chrisean or Team Baby? But let's keep it real. If that recording she teased actually drops, if she really has audio of Baby and his alleged sugar daddy, would that be the end of Lil Baby as we know him? Or could he somehow survive it, spin it, and keep his empire intact? And here's the scariest part. People are already whispering that Baby isn't the only one. Some say other rappers, even bigger than Baby, might be caught up in the same kind of arrangements. If Chrisean's accusations are just the tip of the iceberg, then this isn't just a scandal about one rapper. This could blow open a door the industry has kept locked for decades. So let's stir the pot, do you? Think Baby is guilty of selling out women to protect his empire? Do you think Chrisean is fearless for speaking or reckless for playing with fire? And most importantly, if the roleplayer_truth.mp3 file really exists, should she drop it, even if it puts her in danger? Make your voices heard below, because your opinion is what keeps this story alive. Smash that like button if you think Chrisean is about to take down an empire. Smash that subscribe button if you're waiting for the recordings to drop. And hit that bell icon, because trust me, the next update in this saga will shake the culture even harder than this one. This isn't the end, it's just the beginning. And when the next twist hits, you'll want to be here first. So buckle up, because this story is far from over.